sketchy person bothering strangers. It's okay. Oh, it's something like sketchy person bothering strangers. Oh, please be a polite Canadian. Teach kids. Just politely ignore it. Have a little self-respect. Don't bother everybody. You can't do anything else. So he gets embarrassed and lies and argues. Unless you have a better idea. Hopefully he can stop. It's okay. It just bothers people who don't like it. You don't like it. And then it just bothers people. So hopefully he can stop. Whatever. Hello. Hello. Cheers, honey. Oh, it's okay, it happens. Yeah, it's okay. Oh, no. Hopefully, I'm sure everybody hopes it can stop bothering people in Toronto, right? Don't you wish this person wasn't worked up bothering strangers in Toronto? Rude, sketchy, crazy person worked up bothering strangers. Don't you wish this rude, sketchy, crazy person wasn't worked up bothering strangers? So, nice, polite Canadian, teach kids to be. Otherwise, it just bothers people who don't like it if you don't like it, and then it just wanders around bothering people. Hopefully, nice, polite Canadians can help it stop. Just be a nice, polite Canadian. Teach kids to be. Unless you have a better idea, just politely ignore it. Have a little self-respect. Don't bother anybody. Don't make a scene. Don't feel bad. Make anybody feel bad. It's okay. I hope it can stop bothering people. I hope it can stop forcing people to put up with it, bothering people. It just does that. It bothers people who don't like it. You don't like it, and then it can't talk to people comfortably, and it just bothers people. Well, hopefully it can stop. I'm sure all the people wish it could stop. Otherwise, it just does that. It gets worked up, force you to see it look ugly. It doesn't care what you're doing. You don't care what it's doing. And then that's all it does. Hopefully it can stop. Otherwise, this is how life turned out. I don't know. It's no relation. There's no relation. I don't know why this rude, sketchy, crazy person's worked up bothering people. If it gets on the subway with you and it's shaking and can't stop and bothers people, what are you supposed to do? You have a better idea? Politely ignore it. Look at your phone, look at your newspaper. Hopefully it stops bothering people, goes away. It just wanders around the city doing that. It just wanders around the city bothering people. So it's the best thing. Don't be mean, don't be rude. It just bothers people who don't like it, you don't like it, and then it just bothers people. It's embarrassed and lies and argues and then just, Oh, I'm sure everybody hopes it stops bothering people. I'm sure everybody hopes it was, oh, I'm so happy this person bothering people it knows and can't get along and then bothers strangers. Yeah. No, I'm sure. It's a rude, sketchy person bothering strangers. Now, what are you supposed to do? If you have a better idea, then just, as a polite Canadian, teach kids to, not bother people, just have self-respect. Don't get involved with some rude, sketchy person, rude, sketchy, crazy person bothering people. Worked up, bothering people for no reason. They can't explain why, so they get embarrassed and argue and lie. And then you're just in more garbage with them, right? So as a polite Canadian teaching kids, what are you supposed to do? Right? I'm sure, unless somebody has a better idea, hopefully they can stop, they can get along with people they know, and they stop bothering strangers, like a poor, sketchy, crazy homeless person. Like, okay, did you stop, Sketchy Joe? I stopped. Okay, then come back to the shelter. We'll sit on the porch, we'll drink beers out of backpacks, we'll smoke cigarettes, whatever the situation is, right? But if it can't get along with other people it knows, and then it wanders around bothering strangers, what are you supposed to do? Right? So, if you have a better idea, let me know. Otherwise, I don't care. I don't respect people. You can't do anything with it. So, just lies, argue, gets embarrassed. So, well, what are you supposed to do with it? If you have a better idea, hopefully you can stop. Otherwise, that's all it does. Nice day. Oh, it's nothing. Some poor, rude, sketchy person bothering strangers for no reason. Oh, it's nothing. No, I'm sure everybody hopes it stops. Otherwise, what does it do? It can't explain it. It gets embarrassed and lies and argues. This keeps bothering people. If you have a better idea, just have a little self-respect. Be a polite Canadian. Teach kids to be polite Canadians. Don't get involved. You know, it just does that. It comes near you. It's all shaking. Can't stop it. Bothering everyone uncomfortable near it. Bothers people it knows uncomfortable. Then bothers strangers. And then all of a sudden, you're just wandering around bothering people all the time. Doesn't care what anyone's doing. No one cares what it's doing. I'm sure everybody hopes it stops. I'm sure everybody hopes, oh no, this person got on the subway. Rude, sketchy, crazy person bothering strangers. Can't control it. Hopefully they stop. But nothing. No, it's okay. It just bothers people and then gets embarrassed and lies and argues. Can't explain why. It bothers people who don't like it till you don't like it. You say, I don't like it. He goes, oh yeah? I'll bother you till you don't like me. And then that's what it does. Right? Oh, you don't like being bothered? I'll bother you till you don't like me. And then it doesn't get along with people it knows and it bothers strangers. Right? So I'm sure everybody hopes it can stop. Otherwise, it's just doing what it's doing. Well, it's nothing. It's fine. Don't be a jerk. Maybe you can't do anything else. Maybe that's all it can do. I'll just be a nice, polite Canadian, teach kids. Unless you have a better idea. You have a better idea? What's a better idea? What's a better idea? As a nice, polite Canadian, just politely have a little self-respect. Don't bother anyone. Don't say or do anything. You know, just have a little self-respect. You know, as a nice, polite Canadian, you know, make sure you teach kids. Don't bother people. Don't get involved with people bothering strangers. If they're bothering strangers, they can't get along with people they know. So they go bother strangers. They can't hang out with the other homeless people at the homeless shelter on the front steps, drinking beers out of backpacks, smoking cigarettes, talking some junk. They can't. Right? So they can't get along with people they know. So then they wander around bother strangers. I hope they can get along with people they know, so they stop bothering strangers. And if you're nice, polite Canadians teaching kids to be, that's fine. Otherwise, they bother people who don't like it until you don't like them. It's like, oh, you're not going to like this, and then you're not going to like me. And then what else can you do? You can't look at them. Well, who wants to look at them? They're worked up trying to force you to put up with them, bother them. Force you to see them look ugly, sketchy. Pretend ugly, sketchy girlfriend, boyfriend, or old lady or something. Just doesn't care what you're doing, doesn't respect you. And then, what else can you do? Nothing. So then they just go bother people. Right? As used to be polite Canadians. You know, I'm sure a lot of Raptors fans want to connect around the Raptors, but I think they also want to connect with each other. This is just what they're supposed to connect with. So it's like, what? Oh, I don't even watch the Raptors, but hey, we're all zombies who bother each other and make it hard to talk. So let's just connect around this. So I'm a huge Raptors fan myself, and you know, I'm really happy they're doing well and people are happy. But it's also the fact that, you know, people are being zombified, right? So as a nice, polite Canadian, what should you teach kids? You teach kids to bother people or just politely ignore it? Have a little self-respect. Right? Let them just enjoy being ignored. That way they didn't bother you much. It's not that bad. You didn't bother them. It's not that bad. If this poor sketchy person gets on the subway and everybody's uncomfortable, oh no, poor sketchy shaky person can't stop bothering people. Oh, everyone near him's uncomfortable. Oh no, what do? You politely ignore it. You look at your newspaper, look at your phone, right? And you politely ignore it and you just let them either calm down and relax or just keep going. Right? If they're walking around the street, poor, sketchy, crazy person can't hang out with other homeless people or whatever the situation is, can't get along, can't show and get respect, so can't do much. So, what's the best thing to do? It likes bothering people until you don't like it, and then that's all it does. And because it can't explain why, it just gets embarrassed and lies and argues and keeps bothering people. So, I'm sure everybody hopes it could stop. I'm sure everybody's like, oh, I wish this person wasn't bothering people. Or I wish this person in a nice summer day in Toronto, in the subway, in the street, I wish they weren't bothering people. And they're like, oh, well, you don't like it? I'll bother you till you don't like me. That's what I do with everybody until I can't do anything else, like a zombie, just making more. Now, I will bother you until you don't like it, or until you're bothering people, and you're too much of a bother to bother. And that's what it does. I'm sure everybody in Toronto hopes they can stop. I'm sure every Canadian hopes, I wish they could stop bothering people, making everyone uncomfortable. I wish they could be nice to people and people could be nice to them. If they're rich or poor or black or white or fat or skinny or young or old, if they're homeless or if they're not, you hope that they can just get along with people they know and stop bothering strangers. Right? It's Canada. It's Toronto, Canada. So what's the problem? What's the problem? Why has it worked up bothering people? Right? Don't you wish you could stop bothering people? Don't you wish you'd stop getting worked up? You know, every time you're near it, it's, oh no. And then it gets embarrassed and lies and argues. It can't explain why it's bothering people. See? It just likes that. And it likes being ignored, because if it never shows or gets any respect, that's the closest it gets. And it wasn't that horrible to be near, and you know, you didn't do anything to it. So it just finishes. So as a nice, polite Canadian teaching kids, what are you supposed to do with it? You can't do anything with it, except for act like a zombie too, because it doesn't respect you, you can't do anything with it. There's nothing you can do. You can't look at it, you can't talk to it. What are you supposed to do with it? What can you do with it? As a nice, polite Canadian teaching kids to be nice, polite Canadians, what are you supposed to do with a rude, sketchy, crazy person bothering strangers? Just politely ignore it. Have a little self-respect. Don't bother anyone. Don't. They're just going to get embarrassed and lie and argue. All they do is bother people and they can't explain why. You know how it is. Don't get involved. It'll just keep trying to bother you until you don't like each other and you're uncomfortable, and then it's lying and arguing, and then you're in some stupid stuff with somebody who shouldn't be bothering strangers, right? Now, there's a lot of Raptors fans, and I don't really want to connect around the Raptors. I'm a huge fan myself, but I'm sure they also want to connect with each other because they're often acting like this when they're not. Right? When it's not the right way, you know, they just look out, hey, oh, yeah, let's all cheer for this. Oh, no, now all sketchy, can't look at, talk to each other, can't respect each other. So it's, you know, so I'm happy that people are happy and that the Raptors are doing well, and so on. But this is also a problem, right? See, take a look. It likes bothering people who don't like it until you don't like them. If you say, oh, I don't like this, it'll say, oh, yeah? I'll bother you till you don't like me. And then what else can it do? What else can it do? I bet you're not going to like this and you're not going to like me. Now what? Well, I did that with people I know already, so we can't do anything. So now I go bother strangers. You see? You see, it just gets worked up and forces people to put up with it until you don't like it. Now, what are you supposed to do? As a polite Canadian who wants to teach kids to be polite Canadians, who wants to be nice to people, have people be nice to you on a nice day in the city, not just say, hey, you seem like a nice, happy person. I'm going to get worked up and bother you till you don't like me. And then until you do it, I'll make you a zombie who bothers people. What are you supposed to do? Right? What else can you do with it? Some poor, sketchy, crazy, mentally ill person, you know, or whatever. What are you supposed to do? You're supposed to say, hey, how's it going? Oh, pretty good. How you doing? Nice day, isn't it? Sure is. You can't do that. You just have to be like, okay, rude, sketchy, crazy person shaking. Oh no, oh, they're worked up, bothering people. Okay, I'll get worked up, bother them back. Now what are you supposed to do? Right? What can you do with it? Nothing. You know, it could be some poor, sketchy old man shaking, sketchy old man, wiping, scratching, mentally ill, schizophrenic, on drugs, or a pervert. You know, I can't help it. So I have to justify it. I get embarrassed, I lie, I argue, and I'll drag you into some stuff, and I've nothing to do with bother people. What are you supposed to do? If you're a polite Canadian that wants to teach kids to be polite Canadians, and all this wants to do is get worked up and bother you until you act like it, and then you can't get along with people, and then you bother strangers. Doesn't everybody in Toronto wish this person would stop bothering people? Don't you wish that they would be able to get along with people they know and stop bothering strangers? Instead of, well, I don't respect people I know, they don't respect me, so, you know, we just bother strangers. They just bother strangers. Can't respect each other, so we just bother strangers. Like the poor, sketchy, crazy homeless person who is at a homeless shelter and they can't get along with other homeless people. It's like, hey, Sketchy Joe, do you want to drink some beers out of backpacks and smoke some cigarettes and hang out? No, Sketchy Joe, worked up, make everyone quiet, uncomfortable. Worked up, bother everyone, make everyone uncomfortable. You say, Sketchy Joe, you got to stop and you got to go. What does Sketchy Joe do? Sketchy Joe walks up the street. Fine, just act rude and sketchy near strangers. Yeah. And what do polite Canadians do? They politely ignore that poor, sketchy person bothering strangers. Teach kids, don't get involved. Don't get involved. Do you want to get involved with somebody bothering strangers? What are they going to do? They're going to get embarrassed and lie and argue? Don't get involved. If you're out on a nice day with your family, your kids, don't say, hey, Daddy, what's that sketchy person doing? Say, hey, shut up, don't get involved. Shh. Don't bring them over here. If they can't get along with people they know and they're bothering strangers, then there's nothing good that can come of this. I'm sure, a lot of people wish that they weren't bothering people. They can't explain why. They get embarrassed and argue and lie. That's all they do, because what else can you do with them? And you have to do the same thing because you can't do anything else with them, right? You can't just be nice to each other, talk to each other. I'm sure a lot of people want to stop, right? And a lot of people wish on a nice, beautiful day like today in Toronto, don't you wish that there weren't people worked up and bothering people? It happens once in a while, who cares, right? But, do you think, oh, more is better? More people worked up bothering people. Better than less on a nice day in Toronto, in a nice country like Canada, in a nice city. You want more or less? You can't do anything with them. That's why they bother strangers. If other homeless people could get along with them, or whoever their friends are, then they wouldn't bother strangers. You don't see all homeless people bothering strangers. Just rude, sketchy, crazy people that can't help it. They're the ones who bother strangers. But other homeless people, no, they don't bother strangers. They just chill out with their other homeless people, or they just beg for change, or they just whatever. But if they act like that with people they know and they don't get along, then they wander around bothering strangers. So, if they get on the subway and you see it, it's like, oh no, this poor sketchy person can't stop shaking, making everyone uncomfortable. They get on the subway. Oh no, what are you supposed to do? Are you supposed to act like it? Are you supposed to just politely look away? Don't bother anybody, don't make anybody feel bad. Just have a little self-respect. Look at your phone, look at your newspaper. Hopefully they calm down, realize there's no point in acting sketchy. What are you supposed to do? Are you supposed to act like that too? Are you supposed to be like, yeah, me rude, sketchy, crazy person, bother people too? Yeah. No, I don't get along with people and I go bother strangers. Yeah. Is that what you're supposed to do? Is that what polite Canadians are supposed to teach kids? Hey, polite Canadians, teach kids. Get worked up and bother people who don't like it till they don't like you. Then you can't do anything else. Is that what they're supposed to do? What are you supposed to do? You can't do anything. Like a real rude, sketchy, crazy homeless person that can't explain why they're bothering people. They just get embarrassed and lie and argue and they get into a fight with you. Oh, what do you mean? I didn't do anything. They bump into you. If you don't ignore it, it's just more crap. Right? So what are you supposed to do? If there are people responsible for keeping people from bothering people in the city, it's cops, and after cops it's men, and after men it's women, and anybody old enough to babysit, and then kids should try not to act too much like a pain in the ass. Right?
I'm going with Kelly. She's my friend.
Hey, can you make sure you're cool?
Yeah.
Other people are cool, and where you are is cool? Can you babysit? Can I trust you at the age of 12 to be responsible for making sure you're cool, other people are cool, and where you are is cool? Can I trust you at 12, 13, 14 years old to babysit? Or are you going to get worked up and bother people? Make sure everyone's a mess. Make sure everyone's uncomfortable. If you're a 14-year-old, hey, can I trust you to babysit your 7-year-old brother or sister? Or are you going to, no, work up, bother people, make everyone quiet and uncomfortable. Right? So what if you're 40 years old? What if you're a cop? What if you're a man? What if you're a security guard? What if you're a woman? What if you're an adult? Can you be trusted to make sure you're cool, other people are cool, and where you live is cool? Where you are is cool? Or do you have to be like, no, bother people, bother people. Okay, I bother you. I can't do anything else with you. What else am I supposed to do? What are you supposed to do? Yeah, you don't like it, so I'll bother you till you don't like me. Yeah, that's practice. You do that with everybody, and that's all you do is bother people. I don't take it personal. That's what they do. They know, oh, you're going to hate this, and you're going to hate me. I'm going to get worked up and force you to put up with me. You're really going to hate this, then you're really going to hate me, and then that's all I'll do, because what else you want to do with me? What are you supposed to do? Yeah. And they like being ignored. That's what a lot of people don't understand, is they like being ignored, which means they want to stop. Either like poor, sketchy, crazy homeless people who never show or get respect. That's the closest they get. I know it's always awful to be near me. People feel uncomfortable. They feel sad. They get mad. They don't like me. But if you ignore me, that's better. And you didn't bother me, that's the most respect I can get. Being ignored is the most respect I can get. Right? So, there's that. Or you've got the lion bitches begging to be broken, which is basically, bitchy mess, pretend bitchy, sketchy old lady, wife, girlfriend. I don't care if I'm a guy or a girl or a kid. I make everyone put up with an act like this. And they like being ignored by a man instead of stuck, with someone they don't respect. Right? Always bitchy, sketchy, liar, mess, bothering people, pretend ugly old lady, wife, girlfriend. Oh yeah, I just bother people, and then when they still pay attention to me, they don't like me, and we don't feel comfortable. I bother people who don't respect me, I don't respect them, and now I'm stuck. And they like being ignored instead. Like a pretend ugly old lady torturing her husband to death acting stupid, and her husband goes, nah, I'm not going along with it. And she goes, oh great, now I'm not stuck a mess with somebody I don't respect who doesn't respect me. Even better. Right? So either crazy, mentally ill, homeless person, or whatever. See how it just acts stupid and likes being ignored? That's what a lot of people don't understand, because people keep going along with it, and then that's all they do. Not all they do, but mostly what they do. They go near each other, hey, put up with me, how's it going? Hey, put up with me, how's it going? Now we don't respect each other. Okay, what do you want to do? Nothing. I don't want to look at you, talk to you, listen to you much. You don't respect me and I don't respect you. Okay, so now what? Let's go bother strangers. Okay, go bother strangers. You see? You see how world famous, nice, polite Canadians are being turned into zombies? You see? They bother people who don't like it, so you don't like them. That's what they enjoy. And then that's all they can do. What else can you do with somebody who bothers you because you don't like it until you don't like them? What can you do? You see? Oh, you're not going to like this. You're not going to like me. Hope I can get away with it. They just act stupid, and then they get away with bothering you, and then they've got a stupid look on their face like they farted. Hey, I bothered you. Force you to put up with me. Hey, how did it go? Oh, I got a stupid look on my face. Oh, did it work? And you're stuck, quiet and uncomfortable with each other. You can't do anything except for wander around like a zombie making more zombies. See? That's all it wants to do. See? You go like this, you're like, I really don't want to be bothered. It's like, oh, this is so exciting. I just want to bother you until you don't like me, and then all I can do is bother people because I bother them until they don't like me. See? This is what's happening to nice, polite Canadians. World famous, nice, polite Canadians. So do polite Canadians want to teach kids to not bother people? Not get involved with people bothering strangers? Just have self-respect, politely ignore it, mind your business, don't feel bad, make anybody feel bad. Just don't be a mess for yourself or other people to put up with. Don't lose your self-respect and take anyone else's. Help people have it. Is that what they want? Take a look. What happened to all the nice, smart people? What happened to all the nice, smart, good-looking people in Toronto? This is how they were killed. All the nice, smart, good-looking, happy people. What happened? This is how they were killed. Hey, look at that nice person there. They're happy. Lying, bitchy, sketchy, mentally ill, homeless person, zombie. Pretend ugly old wife, girlfriend. Yeah, put up with me. Yeah, that's what I do to nice, happy people. So what are people supposed to do? I'm a grown-ass man. I'm not great at it, but I'm not awful at it. So I got manforwars.com. Try and help out if people are interested. Or I just politely ignore it, which is accepted and appreciated for the last 8 years. It's been getting worse. People are either like, hey, I like being ignored, I think you're stupid. Oh, yeah. Or they're like, hey, it's safe to be nice. It's safe to be nice. It's safe to look at you without just looking away from you and acting sketchy. Oh, just look away from you. Act sketchy. It's safe to be nice to you. Right? And so people are really nice. Guys are nice, girls are nice. There's a really cute girl who just said, go Raptors, and made me smile just on the way up here. Right? Some cool guys just kind of looked at me like, oh yeah, man, that stuff. I hate that stuff. I just want to have a good time at the Raptors game. I'm like, I agree. Right? Some guys are like, oh yeah, what's up, man? Yeah, I know what you're saying. Cute girls like, wee-hoo, right? It's safe to be nice. Otherwise, it's not safe to be nice. That's all you can do. And if you're bigger, you get no respect, like all the men you've ever admired in history. All the men who make sure they're cool, other people are cool, where they live's cool. If you're a woman or a kid, you don't show or get any respect either. and then you turn to zombies. You see? It just wants to force you to put up with it. It doesn't give a crap about what you're doing. It just wants to get worked up and go, hey, yeah, put up with me. Rude, sketchy zombie, spaz out, bother you. That's all it cares about. I'm not making it up. I got the last couple of years on video. We've gone on for the last 8 years. I got some before that. I know exactly how it happened and how to stop it. Done it before. And you know, here we are. Right? Otherwise, all you'll have is zombies. Good. Put a nice little old lady right there. Right there. Just a nice little old lady smiling on a nice day. Guess what the zombies will do? Yeah, look at that nice happy person. Get worked up, force it to see me look ugly. Bother it. And then guess what that little old lady will do? Okay, I'll get worked up and bother you back. And then guess what that lady will do? She'll turn into a zombie. Guess what the little kids do? You ever been a grown-ass man, had little 5, 6-year-old kids running and attacking you and forcing you to put up with them? Not little kids who respect you as an adult, want to be cute, want you to smile, want you to be somebody they can emulate. They just go, no, zombie, I know what to do. If I stop moving for a second as a 5, 6, 7, 8-year-old kid, some zombie's going to attack me. Like, you're perfect to attack and turn into a zombie. So what are you supposed to do? What are you supposed to do? All these nice, happy people. What are you supposed to do? That used to be a polite Canadian. That used to be a polite Canadian. That used to be a polite Canadian. It didn't bother people. It didn't get worked up and bother people. It didn't get worked up and bother strangers. People were turned into zombies, and now they attack other people and make more zombies. Now, is there anybody responsible for stopping people from bothering people in this godforsaken shithole of a city, Toronto? Cops, security guards, men. That's at the top. Cops, security guards, men. After that, adult women. After that, older kids or teenagers. After that, little kids with each other. What is this? The exact opposite. And what are you supposed to do? Everyone's trapped in girl world. This used to be, before guys 8 years ago, just a few, started sexually harassing each other. Like, look at me, force you to look at me, pretend ugly girlfriend, look at me. And then when they don't want to look at each other. To this day, they don't want to look at each other. That's why they have to run like a zombie to force you to see them look ugly. They start jealously harassing girls. They start going, I know, I'm going to spaz out when you smile at this pretty girl. So look at me like that. I know I'm an ugly guy. Not a gay guy who's twinky, who's nice, who works at the Mac store and has makeup. I've dealt with them. They're nice. They're vulnerable. They're not worked up and forcing you to put up with them. They're just like, well, look, Mr. Big Strong Man, I'm just a little skinny blonde white guy with makeup on. Please be nice to me. I'm like, sure, buddy. No problem. Smile. No big deal. They're trying to be feminine, right? Or a trans guy. If he's bad, he's bad. If he's good, he's good. Then he feels like feminine vulnerability. You feel confident, masculine strength. You're good to go. But instead, guys would spaz out when girls got attention, or guys would follow girls for blocks. Man, I'll follow this girl. Hope I can trick some idiot guy to look at me like I'm a girl. It's like, dude, you're not taking it seriously. Drop that tranny like it's NASCAR, or just drop it. Drop that tranny like it's NASCAR, or just drop it. But no. Instead, no, get away with this big, fat, hairy guy with a beard. Just, how did I do? Spaz out, force you to look at me. Hey, and have a stupid look on my face. Did I do that okay? Did I do that right? This never works. Hasn't worked for 8 years. When it was 5 to 10% of guys, and then 20 to 30% of guys, and then, you know, girls broke, and then the girls started doing it. Now the girls can't be nice. Girls are like, hey, put up with me. That's why I got all dressed up and look nice. That's why I'm a girl. To get worked up and force you to put up with me like a bitchy, sketchy mess. No. Guys are cool, polite, or busy, or friendly, and they got something on their mind. Girls are nice. They gracefully share something with you. But instead, what happened? All the guys are trapped in girl world. This huge